All right. Thank you, everyone, for taking your time to join us this evening for this great session. Just a few house rules, or just to tell you how we are going to run the session, so to say. So I'm going to be telling you about myself, telling you more about the company. I have a few slides I need to share with you as well. Then after that, I'll invite the facilitator that will take you on the journey if you are to be joining this cohort, to shed more light into the life of a cybersecurity engineer. And finally, we open the line for questions and answers. So if you have any question and answer, just raise your hand. You'll be called at the end of the session. And also, you can drop your question on the chat as well. It will be answered as well. But I like communication, so I like to hear your voice at the end of the session as well if you have any question to ask us. All right. So without further ado, let's get started. Again, my name is Akin Oladeji, and I happen to be the founder of Learn with Pride. Learn with Pride is an IT training organization based in the UK, but we have students all around the world. And the sole purpose of our existence is to help people that needs to or that wants to transition from non-IT background into the technical space. So we run different practical IT trainings ranging from Scrum Master, project management, product owner, software testing, DevOps engineer, cybersecurity, just to name a few. Right. But we are here tonight because of cybersecurity, because we've got one interest or the other uh, when it comes to cybersecurity. That's why you are on this session tonight. So that's what we do. We focus on what matters, what is important. Uh, so we focus on what you need to know for you to be able to learn a role at the end of the program. So we don't beat around the bush, right? We go straight to the point, right? Despite the fact that the duration of the training is more than enough for anyone who is ready to transition, for anyone who is ready on the journey. It's more than enough, to upskill yourself, to acquire more knowledge, and for you to be able to use that knowledge to transition. Right. So that is about the company. The company has been going strong for over 4 years now. And over that 4 years, over 20,000 has passed through this academy in all our courses, right? And as I said earlier on, we are based in the UK, but we have students all around the world, from Nigeria, from Ghana, from the UK, from Ukraine, from Australia. We have students all around the world as well. So that is it about the company. Excuse me. I'm going to be sharing more stats about the company when I start sharing my slides. About myself, I transitioned as well. My background was in accounting, right? And I transitioned to become a software automation engineer, where I write codes in programming language like C Sharp. This is someone that is coming from a non-technical background, a non-IT background, but I was tired back then. I was tired of what I was doing. I needed a change badly, and the first training I stumbled upon was software automation engineering training, which is out of my league. All I knew was debit and credit, balance sheets, trial balance and all of that for the accounting students in the house. Those are the things I'm used to. But this particular journey is so new, so different, and not only different, it was really, really technical. But as I said, I was tired of what I was doing. For those that want to know more about my story, personal journey, right? You can watch that on our YouTube channel as well. You know, um, I've done all sorts of jobs, right? From cleaner to security to driver to warehouse, to sales. I've done it all. And that was why I said I got to a point whereby I was tired of what I was doing and I needed a change badly, and I stumbled upon software automation engineer training. And I asked a question: can someone with no IT background, with no technical background, enroll on this journey? Not only enroll on this journey, at the end of the day, I'm able to secure something for myself that will serve as a new beginning for myself. And the guy said, with determination, nothing is impossible. With that mindset, I enrolled on the journey. I enrolled on the course. But before I enrolled, I told myself that, you know what, come rain, come shine, come any difficulties, I'm going to stand strong. I'm not going to run away. And also, I configured my mind in such a way that I told myself, in my class or in my cohort, I want to be one of the best students. Not because I really know it, but I want to portray myself to know it so that people can come to me, and they can challenge me and say, oh, you know what, can you help us with this? And I'll go and research and come back with them with a solution. With that, it will challenge me to learn more, to read more, to research. And that was what I did. I was one of the best students in that cohort back then as well. And got so good. 2 weeks after I finished that particular training back then, I secured my very first role as a senior software automation engineer, you know. And this all learn with pride today that we have today started from that transitioning journey that I made back then, because I now started training family and friends on software automation. From there they started getting jobs, and before you know it, it becomes excuse me, it becomes what we have today, that we are able to provide a full-fledged course, to anyone that wants to transition. Not only provide training, we provide the support, the mentorship, everything that you need, for you to be able to make your journey as smooth as possible. We provide that for you as well. So that is a little bit about myself. As I said, for those that wants to, you know, read more or about my personal journey or transitioning, there will be a number at the end of the session. You can send a message to that number and the YouTube video will be sent to you if you are interested in hearing more about my story. But so that is my story. But why are people transitioning to tech? Why the buzz when it comes to tech world now? Gone are the days whereby oil and gas is the hot cake. Everybody wants to work in oil and gas because they believe in oil and gas, they pay really, really well. But why has the attention changed or shifted from oil and gas to tech? This is an open question I want to actually throw out. So why are you on this session tonight? Why are people transitioning to tech job? Or simply put, why are you considering transitioning to become a cybersecurity engineer? Please, there's no wrong or right answer. Please drop your answer on the chat and let me read it. Let's go from there. Why are you on this call? Let's make it interactive. Or why are people around you transitioning to tech? Or why do you want to transition to tech? So please drop your answer on the chat. I'm waiting for the answer. There's no right or wrong answer, please. So don't be shy to drop your answer. All right, please send in your answer. No right or wrong answer. Send in your why are you in particular considering transitioning to tech? All right, so I have few answers, but I still need more. We are many on this call, so let me hear people's opinion. Why do you think people are now, why the buzzword? Why are people, moving to tech now? What is so special about tech? Why not nothing? Why not oil and gas that we used to know that they pay more? Why are you not considering a career in oil and gas? Right? All right. Let me read some of the answers that people has dropped. Then we can go on from there. Let's start. All right, so let's start. From Chibuzo, I have a strong passion for tech journey. From Sunday, I want to upgrade my career. From Wale, I need a new challenge. From T, I discovered it's my passion. Hmm. From Olaiton, I'm here because tech is the future and I don't want to be left behind. Hmm. It's like we are taking off. All right. From 848, because it's lucrative and you can work from home. From Oluwatobi, the world order has changed. From Alayo Victor, I want to get a job that is flexible and impactful and that pays me sustainably well. Well said. From Rua, sorry if I didn't pronounce this well. Ruaima, sorry if I didn't pronounce that well. Anyway, I have been interested in tech since, excuse me, I have been interested in tech since my SHS time, but unfortunately, I couldn't, and the interest keep rising. So now I want to focus on tech more. All right, well said. Let's read few more. Uh, from Sorry, I can't pronounce this as well. I chose this course because I see a future in the cybersecurity field. From BEM, it's a trend in the times in which we stand. I see. From Seaman, I need a skill that can enable me to work for organizations around the world remotely. Tech is the only platform that enables remote work. You're right. From Musa, to develop my mind and protect our systems. From Samuel, tech is needed in every industry now, and IT jobs are always in demand. I'm doing this because it's my passion. All right. From Samsung, this is long, and that is why I want to actually read it. You took your time to write this. People are transitioning to tech because the world is evolving into tech related, most especially with the use of AI, artificial intelligence, to work around daily life and also the future. Uh, I'm interested because I am currently into physical security and finding my route to merge that with tech, coming from a computer science student. Well said, everyone, and thanks for your contribution. Thanks for your input as well. Everyone, as I said, there's no right or wrong answer. Everyone is right. It all depends on personal opinion, why you want to transition. But just to simply put, most people are looking for family work balance, which they don't currently have. Your job at the moment is giving you so much problem in the sense that 4 a.m. you're already awake, you know, trying to prepare for work. 10 p.m. you are still on your way back home. Your kids don't get to see you until weekend. And if they should ask you a simple question, why are you working? Your answer will be you are working because of your kids or because of your family. But what is the essence of working when the people you claim to love don't even get to spend quality time with their parents? You know, unlike other careers like nursing, doctors, and so on, there is no way you have to go and do your shift, that 12-hour shift or that 14-hour shift. There is no such flexibility when it comes to working. But with IT, most especially after COVID, things has really changed. You have that flexibility now. Hardly would you see a company that will ask you to come to work 5 days a week. Meaning, for those working in IT now, they are working smart. Working smart in such a way that, you can now afford to take your kids to school in the morning. Not that you are not working. Don't get it wrong. You are working, but you are working on the go. Maybe your schedule, your calendar for that morning is full of meetings. Who says you can't do your meetings on your mobile? You now have the time to take your car to the mechanic to get it fixed. Not that you are not working, but simply put, you are working smart. You can now afford, you know, previously, it's only one job that you are doing that is killing you. That you wake up 4 a.m. in the morning, you don't come back home till 11 p.m. Now you can even now afford to take up two roles, and you won't exceed 5 p.m. finish time. Why? Because you know your onions and you know how to manage your day or your calendar. Tech is the only one that now gives you the ability, there's no barrier, there's no restriction. There's nothing like, I'm in Nigeria, or I'm in Ghana, or I'm in Zimbabwe. I can't work for a company in Australia, in Malta. Nothing like that. You can afford to work remotely from any part of the world. Meaning, if you are the type that likes traveling, you can be living your dream by traveling around the world and you are still working at the same time. I know few people like that, they can be in Portugal today, Nigeria tomorrow. They are on holiday at the same time they are working. They like to travel. If that is you, it will give you the opportunity to be able to do so. So meaning you can work remotely from any part of the world. And there's no barrier or restriction in terms of, um, you live in Nigeria, you can't work for a company in Malta. No, as long as you know what you are doing, as long as you can prove your worth to the employer, location is no longer a barrier, right? Location is no longer a barrier. Again, there's a progression. You can progress in your career, from one role to another role. And also the financial benefit as well. There's always a yearly review of your salary when it comes to tech roles. So meaning whatever the amount you started with this year, in 12 months' time, even if it's 1,000 that will go on top of it, there will be an increment. And finally, the world is moving, to tech. Everything that is happening, even very soon, a market woman, you know, in their processes, they will involve, tech. That is the way it's going on. Everybody will require tech in whatever you are doing to be able to compete effectively out there. Whether you are a trader, whether you are whatever business you are into, you know. So that's why, or those are some of the reasons. And as you have mentioned as well, that people are now considering that, if it's possible for me, and the good thing is, you don't need to go back to uni for another 2, 3 years and say, let me go and learn cybersecurity. Let me go and study MSc in cybersecurity. No. That is why we have all these short courses to equip you with the right skills and knowledge that you require. Because even if you go back to uni, they are not teaching you that thing that will make you get a job out there. They are teaching you to pass exam, to pass the test that they are giving you in school. They are not exposing you enough. Right. So it's the right time to consider transitioning, because there are just imagine you have the whole world to leverage on. You are not restricted to just your country after you upskill yourself that, I can only apply for cybersecurity role in my country alone. No, the sky is just the beginning, after you upskill yourself, because you can apply for job in any part of the world as long as they are requesting, for that skill that you have, you know. So the question is, what are you waiting for? Why don't you join the train now, you know, um, and start tapping from the, will I call it national cake now, you know, get into this industry fast, make the moves, make the money you want to make, and maybe you want to retire early. Some people want to retire early. You don't want to work till you are 65, 70. Maybe they want to retire at 55, 60. Make all the money you want to make and have plans, do your own business, and just forget about, whatever your plan is. Tech can make that happen for you. As at the time I transitioned back then, if you remember, I transitioned, my very first role was a senior software automation engineer. And as a back then as well, I think my starting salary before any additions, before any commissions and whatever, I think it's 55,000, if I'm right. Plus other benefits, maybe it's like over 60,000. And this was someone that before the training, he was working as maybe a security officer or whatever, one odd job like that. So for anyone who is determined, for anyone who is ready for the journey, for anyone who is ready to make hay when the sun shines, anyone can transition. All that is required on the journey is your determination. As long as you are determined, you are ready to do the work. Mind you, I'm not saying the road will be easy, but as long as you have the support, the mentorship, you have people to hold you by the hand and walk the walk with you, you have nothing to worry about. Meaning, you are not alone on the journey. The most important to have when you are transitioning, or consider when you are transitioning, is the support. If you don't have a support system or a community to leverage on, you are just wasting your time. Those are the things that you are going to get. Anyway, don't let me bore you with my stories. Let me quickly go through my slide, and so that we can get to the question and answer, and we can finish the session on time. So why cybersecurity? As I explained, so this is type. All right. So why cybersecurity? If you are in the UK, I'm only using UK because we are based in the UK. But regardless of the country you are applying to, it's one of the highest paid out there as well. Right. If you're considering a permanent role in the UK, you'll be looking from 40,000 and above. Right. And this is even good because majority, I can say 60% in the UK earns between 18,000 and 35,000 pounds per annum. That is the bracket that majority falls. Excuse me. And you after, sorry, 1 second. Yes, sorry. And you after embarking on a 5 or 6 month program, you are able to land a 40,000, 45,000, 50,000 role. That is pretty good. If you are considering a contract role, you get more when you are a contractor or a freelancer. So let's assume it's a 3 month contract or a 6 month contract, and they are paying maybe £400 a day or £500 a day. Let's say £400 a day. So £400 a day, that in a month, that is £8,000 a month. That is a lot of money. 8,000 £8,000 a month times 6 months, which is the duration of your contract. That is the salary of some people for 2 years that you are getting in 6 months. Right. And the reason why I know this is possible is because I've been through the journey as well. I transitioned and I know it is possible for you to earn this amount of money. Again, before I transition, I'm one of the doubting Thomas as well. You know, when I see any young guys out there living good, driving good car, dresses nice, I always think, oh, this one is a Yahoo guy, you know, because I don't see beyond my knowledge as at then. I never thought someone could be somewhere earning even £200 a day. When me, I'm struggling, I'm doing all the hard jobs in the whole world, and I'm even struggling to eat maybe 1,600 per month. And now you are telling me someone is out there earning £400 a day. So he can easily earn what I'm earning in a month in few days, you know. So I belong to that school of thought as well. Like I'm a doubting Thomas as well. I doubted that, come on, that's not possible. And this guy is just, it's doing fraud or something like that. Not until my eyes got open and I realized that yes, people actually earn this money. And the people earning this money, they are not better off than you. They don't have two heads, you know. Only if you can believe in yourself, take the bold step, then you see what happens after that. Right. I always like to use myself as an example a lot because I'm a living testament myself, you know. All right, so that is that. Again, you can work remotely from anywhere in the world. Location is no longer a barrier. Whether you live in Ghana, you live in Cameroon, you live in Nigeria, you live in South Africa, you can apply for remote jobs outside your zone, outside your country. And the good thing is, these foreign companies as well, they are trying to cut cost. Excuse me. They are trying to cut cost. What do I mean? Take, for example, Ramakesana. I don't know what you mean. I'm making a point. I don't know what you mean by go straight to the point. If I'm not making a point, then I don't know what you're talking about. So most of these companies are trying to save cost as well. What do I mean? Um, they know a company in the US that wants to recruit a cybersecurity engineer, and they know they are going to spend up to $700 per day to recruit one in the US. Now they know they can equally get a qualified candidate when when they go to Asia or Africa, right? And they go to Africa to recruit someone, let's say Nigeria. Remember, they don't want to pay $600 a day in the US, but they know they can offer someone from Africa, let's say Nigeria, $200 a day. That is them saving $400. And $200 per day in Nigeria, if you should convert that, that is around 300,000 naira per day that you are getting. It's not per month that they are paying. It's per day that you are getting. 300,000 naira times 20 days. That is a lot of money as well. So it's a win-win, for everyone at the end of the day. That is why, you stand an equal chance of securing a role out there. Even if you want to go as a freelancer or a contractor, you just want to work 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and you look for another job, you'll be earning your money in hard currency. I know someone who lives in Nigeria. He told me that he has no reason for traveling abroad because he's making so much money in Nigeria already, working for 2 foreign companies and 1 local company. So he's really making his money. So why, does he want to travel abroad? Maybe just for visiting, that's all. Right. So you stand a good chance. The only thing that you need is believe in yourself, trust in yourself, upskill, unlearn so that you can relearn new things. And after that, master your onions. If I'm able to achieve what I achieved back then in 3 months with no support, then imagine what you can achieve in 6 months with support, with mentorship, and every other thing. But what you should note is why coming on the journey is like you are signing a partnership agreement with us. Because as a company, we are not going to go 100 yards. We can only go 50 yards. What do I mean? The 50 yards is us providing you with the platform, equipping you with the right skills and knowledge, exposing you to what you need to be exposed to, mentoring you, supporting you, interview preparation, every other thing we do. But 50 yards, we can only go 50 yards. The other 50 yards has to be done and completed by the student. That is you going above and beyond what has been covered in class, right? That is you not taking the back seat. That is you sacrificing your certain hours into the process every single day for the duration of the program. That is when and only when you can be able to compete with someone who has been doing it who has been doing it in the industry for the last 2-3 years. Because mind you, after the program, you are not applying for a job as an intern. No, that is not how we are equipping you. At the end of the program, we want you to be able to compete effectively with someone who has been doing it in the industry for the last 2-3 years. For that to happen, you need to sacrifice your time, energy, and sweat into the process. If we can attain 100% at the end of the program, then the sky is just the beginning for you. Simply put, your input is going to equals to your output at the end of the day. There's no magic, there's no film trick. All right, it's in high demand as well. That is why people are doing 2 jobs at the same time. There is a need for a cybersecurity officer in any company. All right, let's move on. So if you are to join the training, what will be the roadmap? All right. So what is going to be the structure if you are to join the training? So the program is going to run for between 5 to 6 months. That's a practical training. You are going to be exposed to industry standard tools and all of that, right? But while you are doing the training as well, you Side by side, you undertake a project, as you are, doing your practical training at the same time. You're working on labs and all of that, so you'll be exposed to all of that at the same time. There is a criteria. We are very strict when it comes to task or project like this. Because at the end of the day, before we can be able to issue you that CPD accredited certificate, which is recognized in over 60 countries, you know, you must have completed certain amount of projects before we can be able to issue you that certificate at the end of the project. So you need to take it serious. When you decide you want to go on the journey, you need to take it serious from the very first day. You have to take it serious. All right. So now you've done the training, you've done projects, you've been exposed to, you know, wherever you need to be exposed to. Now you can actually call yourself that you know how to perform the roles and responsibilities of a cybersecurity officer. But you are not getting calls. Right. And you are wondering why I now have the knowledge, but I'm not getting calls. What is happening? You are not getting calls because you are not visible in the market. When you are not visible in the market, nobody can see you. Right. And that is why optimization of your brand is very, very important. It's very, very key. It's as important as the training itself, especially when you are applying for remote jobs, international roles. You need to revamp your CV to international standards. Also, LinkedIn has become one of the popular professional marketplace that recruiters, companies now go to look for qualified candidates. So you need to be in that space as well. You have to be functional, you have to be active on LinkedIn. You need to follow like-minded people. These are the things that will give you exposure. These are the things, these are the actions that will make you visible to recruiters and employers looking for a candidate like yourself. When you get this stage right, then you can be rest assured that you'll be getting calls left and right. Oh, hello, Andrew. I saw your profile on LinkedIn. Are you available for a quick chat? Are you still in the market? Are you looking for a new role? Those are the type of calls you want to start getting. And the minute you start getting those calls, you can be rest assured that interview is around the corner. And that is another important stage that we assist with as well. At the end of the day, your success is also our success. So we want to do everything in our power to ensure that you go into that interview with full confidence. So when it comes to interview preparation, we are going to do that with you. Why on this point? Let me quickly mention other benefits that is attached to enrolling in any of our courses at Learn with Pride. You get the practical training, number one. You get to work on the projects, number two. Number three, you get the mentorship. Number four, you get our support. Number five, you get interview preparation. Number six, you get a CPD accredited certificate that is recognized in over 60 countries. Number seven, we give you a work reference for the duration that you're with us. So when you start applying for a job, you can say that you've worked with so company before on your CV. Those are just the ones I can highlight out, the benefits I can highlight to you as well. There are numerous benefits that you enjoy. After 5 or after 6 months of your program is not the end of that is not the end with us, because we have what we are trying to build here is a community that you can leverage on. Take, for example, you secure the role at the end of the day. You are stuck on that role. You rely solely on your facilitator. You reach out to your facilitator, but unfortunately, your facilitator was busy. It couldn't provide any answer to you. Where do you turn to next? But if you have this type of community, you can easily go on that community, put whatever the issue is, and you can be rest assured that someone on that group will respond back to you with an answer. Aside that as well, we run a session like twice a week. Aside your training days, we run a session twice a month. Sorry, twice a month. We call it a career motivation group, career motivation session. On that session, we treat a whole lot of different things. Interview preparation, people that's gone for interview come on board to share their experiences. If you're not getting calls with your CVs, we look at different things because a tiny information can have a massive impact on your journey or on your application or on your interview. A very tiny information you get on that session, you'll be wondering, oh, so this is what I've been doing wrong all this while. So that is that anyway. And those are the benefits that I can remember to tell you of some of the benefits you are going to enjoy on the journey when you enroll with Learn with Pride. All right. I'm just checking the charts. All right. So the stats, as I said earlier on, from 2020 till date, in all our courses, we've had over 20,000 enrollment. This is the breakdown of enrollment in each of the courses, but we have more courses now anyway. And 85% of our students are currently working. 50 in public sector, 35 in private, and 15% are job ready. And all these people, they are on the community group as well. That when you join, you can mingle because you need like-minded people at your corner. It's like a boxing match. You need people at your corner. You need people that you can run to. You need people who are in the industry already, who can give you some sort of advice, that can mentor you, that will really make your journey so fast and smooth as well. All right. The next one is just few slides I go online as per the job post for a cybersecurity officer. Right. The first one is a permanent role, and you can see it's paying between 80,000 and 100,000. Right. They just dropped a form on the chat for those who are interested to enroll on this journey. So for anyone who is interested to enroll on the journey, you can fill out the form. A Google form has been dropped on the chat. So this one is paying between 80,000 and 100,000 pounds per annum. Again, as I said, as a doubting Thomas, I would doubt it as well. That can someone like me get this amount of money? I would doubt it as well. So I don't blame you if you doubt it as well, right? But you can get it. All that is required is believe in yourself, invest in yourself, invest in yourself so that you can reap the rewards in multiple folds tomorrow. That is the trick. That is the simple trick. The next one is a contract role. And as you can see, this one is paying 650 per day. That is around 13,000 pounds per month. The contract is for how long? Did they write it there? It's for 6 months. So imagine someone getting 13,000 pounds times 6 months. Wow, that is a lot of money. That's a lot of money, and that could be you. That's the funniest thing. That could be you. If I can transition, I do tell my students this when I still used to train. I do tell them if I can transition, I don't have 2 heads. I'm not extraordinary. I'm not extraordinary, brilliant or something like that. No. All that I did during my transitioning period is I dedicated my time, my sweat, and my energy It's like, you know what? I don't want to go back to that job that I was doing. I needed a change badly. That was the mentality I had back then. So if I can transition, why not you? I'm not better than you in any way. I am not. I am not better than you in any way. All right. So before I call on the facilitator quickly, as I said, it's a 6-month journey, right? The cost for the 6 months is £1,199, right? But we always give discounts. So there'll be a 40% discount that will take it to £720. You can pay twice, right? You can start with half payment and the other half can be paid within 6 to 8 weeks after you've started, right? So for anyone that wants to enroll, the next cohort is starting on the 24th of June. That is when the next cohort is starting. So for anyone who wants to take their time, and enroll on or before the 24th, provided we still have a slot, you can get 40% at any time, right? And you can start with half payment. The only downside is we only have 10 slots for the cohort that will be starting on the 24th, right? So if you are lucky and you contact us on the 22nd, that now I'm ready to enroll, if we still have a slot, that is fine. You can still enroll and you still get the 40%. But if not, that means you have to wait. And I think this is the only cohort we'll be having this year. Yes. Because before we finish this cohort, it's almost end of the year, and we always break, I think, end of November for December, right? But if you can get further discount for anyone that wants to enroll between now and the 16th of June, right? So instead of paying £720, you can get it for £600 and you can still pay twice as well. That is further reduction. If you want to enroll between now and the 16th of June, you can get it reduced to £600. In Naira, the actual price in Naira is 1.5 million. After the 40%, it will take it down to 900,000. So that is for anyone that wants to enroll on or before the 24th. You can get it for 900,000. You can start with half payment. But for anyone that wants to take advantage of the further discount in Naira, you can as well get it for 500,000 Naira. You can start with half payment and the other half can be paid within 6 to 8 weeks as well. Right. So that is what we have in stock for you, for those that really want to change the narratives, for those that really want to rewrite the story, for those, that says, you know what, your investment at the end of the day might turn out to be what you're going to be earning on a daily basis. Has anyone ever thought of that? What you are investing in the process for the next 6 months, the amount you are investing for the next 6 months might turn out to be what you start earning on a daily basis when you transition. For anyone that wants to enroll on the journey, you want to secure your spot, the best number to message is the WhatsApp number on your screen right now. So you can message the WhatsApp number on your screen if you want to secure your spot. If you have any question to ask, you can, that will be the best number to message. Also, there's a form that's been dropped online as well on the chat. You can fill in your details on that form as well. For anyone that is considering that, you know what, I believe it's time for me, to take this bold step. It's a bold step that has to be taken. And what I realize is when it comes to spending on ourselves, we are always reluctant that, how can I spend 500,000 on myself? But you are investing in yourself. And the best investment you can ever give yourself is knowledge. It's not a fancy car. It's not a fancy shoe. It's knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is key. You know, it's an investment that you can never regret. All you have to do is take that leap of faith. All right, so that's the number. You can take a screenshot of it. You can save it on your phone. Also, you can drop your details on the Google form that has been dropped online as well. So for now, this is where I'm going to be pausing, right? And I'm going to be inviting Temitope Emmanuel, who is going to be the facilitator if you are to enroll on the journey that will take you, if you are to enroll on the program that will take you on the journey for the next 5-6 months, to shed more light into the life of a cybersecurity engineer and the aspect of the cybersecurity that you guys will be focusing on for the next 5 or 6 months. So from me to you, I say thank you for listening to me, and I'll be back shortly. For now, thank you, and over to you, Emmanuel.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Let me just share my screen. Screen 2. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, I'm not going to waste much of our time, because I believe we might have one or two things we might want to do. So, my name is Emmanuel Temitope. I'm a network security engineer and also a full stack engineer. So I have background in computer science, and I have experiences working with companies as a network security engineer. So that's just few things about me. Like I said, I'm not going to waste our time. So if you want to know much more about me, maybe after you might have enrolled into the course, then we can get to know each other. But for now, I'll just focus on why we are here. So, cybersecurity. So what do we mean by what is cybersecurity? And before we go on, I'll just show us what we are going to be looking into today. So this is the table of contents. We have the cybersecurity. So I'm going to explain what cybersecurity is all about. Then misconceptions about cybersecurity. Different people have these misconceptions about cybersecurity. When they say when they want to learn cybersecurity, there's different aspects about cybersecurity when it comes to cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a broad field that has different sub-field. So when we are talking about cybersecurity, so there are misconceptions about that cybersecurity. So I'm going to explain that. Then after that, we are going to move into our network security, which is going to be our focus in this training. And after that, we are going to look into who is a network security engineer. Then after that, we are going to look into who is a firewall engineer and how is it related to network security engineer. Then why choose a career in network security? Then I'm going to show us some of the certification that you might need to do. That is going to be like a added advantage to our career while seeking for a job in the role of a network security engineer. So I'm going to tell us about, I'm going to show us the system requirements because like Mr. Akin said, it's going to be a practical training. So everything is hands-on training, what you'll be doing on the job. So it's not a matter of you are doing a training, you don't have the hands-on practical, and maybe when you get to interview, someone asks you, because due to my own experience, when I did interviews, you see an interviewer asking you to walk him or her through a particular thing as a cybersecurity or network security engineer. So if you don't have hands-on practical, you cannot do the, you don't know how to do this thing, you will not be able to answer that question. So everything is going to be based on practical from start to the end. So we'll be doing practical. So everything is practical. So we definitely need a specific system requirement. So we need a system requirement for that. And so that's all what we are going to in this under this content, in this explanation. So we just start with cybersecurity, not to waste our time. So by definition, cybersecurity encompasses the technologies, the processes, and practices designed to protect network devices, programs, and data from attack, damage, or unauthorized access. It ensures the confidentiality, the integrity, and availability of information. So let me break that down. So it says cybersecurity encompasses the technology. So cybersecurity makes use of different technologies. When it comes to cybersecurity, trying to secure a particular organization from threat, it encompasses different technologies. It makes use of different technologies and processes. So there is more to that cybersecurity we are seeing. So it makes use of what different technologies in order to protect networks. And when we are talking about network, mostly all organizations now, either small organization or big organization, they have networks. And what is networks? Network comprises of 2 or more computers. So all organizations now, they make use of computers. Their staffs, they make use of computers. So the combination of these staff working with their computer, able to share resources, able to send information from one user to another, is a network. That is combination of different computers. So most organizations now, they have networks. They have devices. So like I said, network comprises of different computers. And when we are talking about devices, it's not just a computer. We have printers. We have different devices that is going to be within that organization. And now we have programs, different kind of programs. We have data, the kind of information you might want to forward from someone to another. Let's say as a customer service, someone that is a customer service in a particular organization, if a message will be sent to you, you might want to do something, you might want to download the data from email and some other things like that. So all these things are something that are crucial in an organization that needs security. So without cybersecurity, any information that will be shared in this network, like I said, network comprises of different computers. So all the information that will be shared with this in this network among those computers, without cybersecurity, all these things will be compromised because there will be an issue of unauthorized access to those information. And for you to know, the most important thing we need to know about cybersecurity, as far as cybersecurity is concerned, once an organization fails these 3 things, then they are not securing anything. And these are these things: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. These are the key points, the core meaning of cybersecurity. When we are talking about cybersecurity, we are talking about confidentiality, we are talking about integrity, and we are talking about availability. So that means in an enterprise or organization, information should be confidential. If there are confidential information that needs authorized access. Okay, let's take for instance now banking sector. There are some situations whereby there are some information or your customers' data that cannot be accessed by anyone except maybe the bank manager or other authorized staff. So if that information is not secured, so this that means that company fails these features of cybersecurity. That means if someone's information is being leaked out, so that's the problem in an organization. And we are talking about integrity of data. When we are talking about data integrity, that means the data must not be tampered with. So let's say you want to send information from one device to another device. The data must not be tampered with. the data must not be modified. When you send information to someone, maybe you just send a message to someone, I'll see you later. And all of a sudden, because there is no security within that organization, someone tamper with that data, see you later, it now changes to, I cannot come again. So that information has been tampered with. It's just as an example, it's more than that. So that information has been tampered with. So it does not follow this rule of integrity. So there is nothing called integrity in that information. Also availability. So anytime a user wants to access, it's just like when you as a customer, you want to access your banking information, you want to make transfer. Your information, your account should be made available when you need it because you are the authorized user to your account. So it should be made available for you. So that means for cybersecurity to be in place, there must be confidentiality, there must be integrity, and there must be availability of the information. So cybersecurity generally encompasses different technology. It makes use of different technologies to be able to do what? Secure network, device, programs, and data from attack. And like I said, network comprises of different kinds of computers. And in all organizations now, either big or small organization, they are making use of computers. Without computers, they cannot do their daily activities. Banking sector, IT sectors, all other tech companies, all these Amazon, Facebook, Google, they make use of computers. Without these computers, they will not be able to do what? Perform any activities. So we need to do what? Secure them. And that's cybersecurity in general. So the next thing is the misconception about cybersecurity. So many people believe that when they talk about cybersecurity, you see many people, if you ask them, they want to go and start a training in cybersecurity, what kind of cybersecurity aspect, they will tell you, cybersecurity ethical hacking. So when they say cybersecurity, they are referring to their own cybersecurity as hacking, which in a that is the name, layman language, many people knows it, hacking. But as a tech engineer or as a tech folk, it is not called hacking. It is known as penetration testing. So most people call it penetration testing as a tech folk. So many people, when they say they want to learn cybersecurity, they are referring to as ethical hacking. That's their own cybersecurity. But it's not like that. Cybersecurity is more than that. Like I said earlier, cybersecurity is a broad field. It's a broad field and it has sub-field under it. So I'm going to walk us through few of those fields. I'm going to mention a few of those fields and give brief explanation on those fields. So when you hear cybersecurity, we are not referring cybersecurity to ethical hacking or penetration testing. Either way you want to call it, we are not referring it to as penetration testing. Cybersecurity is more than penetration. Penetration testing is a sub-field under cybersecurity. It's different. So when we are talking about cybersecurity, that was why I said cybersecurity encompasses the technologies, processes, and practices to designed to protect network. So it's more than a field. It comprises of different technologies. And I'm going to show you few of the fields under cybersecurity. So under cybersecurity, we have network security, we have application security, we have information security, we have endpoint security, we have cloud security, and we have penetration testing, which many people know it as ethical hacking. So we have many sub-fields under cybersecurity. We have digital forensics. We have a lot of them under cyber. All these things are still under cybersecurity. That is why I said it encompasses technologies, because in a typical enterprise environment, they are going to have all these things in place. And not all, it depends on the organization, either small or big. They are going to have it, but it is still under what? Cybersecurity, because cybersecurity is a broad field. But in this course, what we'll be focusing on is network security and not this application information endpoint or cloud. I believe most of us might have heard about cloud, but we are focusing on network. And I'm going to tell you the reason why we are focusing on network security. So, by definition, network security refers to the measures and controls taken to secure computer network and data during transmission and to ensure the reliable and safe operation of network infrastructures. If you remember when I defined cybersecurity, I said those technologies are used to do what? To secure data. If we go to our first slide, I used to protect networks. And here now under network security definition, it says is the measures and controls taken to secure computer network and data during transmission. That's network security. So network security helps to secure the network we are using. And in any organization, there is no organization, irrespective of what they are doing, that does not need security within their network. Because without that, then whatever they are doing is going to be rendered useless because of what? Penetration testing or penetration testers, or let's call it hackers. So whatever they are doing within any organization these days, they need security for their network, because network security is the control and measures that can help to secure a computer network. And I explained the meaning of network earlier, that it comprises computers, two or more computers trying to send information. So it might not be only within the organization. It might be outside the organization. You might want to, one company might want to communicate with another company. Let's say a particular company that has 4 branches. So they want to communicate, they want to share information, they want to share resources. And internet comprises of a lot of people, hackers and some other people that are waiting to sniff any kind of information that they are able to lay their hands on. So now two or more companies want to communicate with one another, but they need to secure the communication. That's where we have this data during transmission, to be able to secure computer network and data during transmission. So they want to transmit data, they want to forward data. How are they going to be sure that the data they want to forward, the information they want to share, is not being compromised while in transit? How are they going to be sure? How are they going to be sure that this information will not be, like I said, the key concept of cybersecurity is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So how are they going to be sure that that information they want to send, they want to forward, is not being compromised? How are they going to be sure that that information will not be tampered with and modified? And that's where the integrity comes in. So if the data is being modified or tampered with, then it does not have any integrity. How are they going to be sure that that secure data, which is confidential, is not going to be accessed by unauthorized users? So all these things, company needs to put all these things in place to make sure whatever they are doing are being transit and are being forwarded in secure way. So we have various things that helps to secure information when it comes to securing companies' data, which is also known as network security. So whatever you are doing, whatever any organization is doing, they must secure the network, irrespective of the organization. Even hospitals, health care information, they will need security for it. So when it comes to network security, there is no organization that does not need network security engineer. Name that organization. No organization. Even a standard school environment around the world, we need a network security engineer. So now we have various things. We have various ways in which a network can be secured. We have what we call firewall, configuration and management. we have access control and authentication to be able to control any kind of access, to control users that might want to have access to any kind of information within the organization. We need access control and authentication. You need to authenticate users. Encryption and decryption. Whatever information you want to send, we need encryption. If you look at our communication between servers and clients, when we are talking about clients, we are referring to as our web browser. Web browser is known as a client. So we want to access your own computer now, from your computer, you want to access any website. Even now that you are accessing this, you are currently on this call using Zoom, you are communicating with a particular server. There is an encryption and decryption that is being taken place during this communication. So without securing network, like I said, network does not is not only limited to an organization. It's more than that. Around the world, you might want to forward information from one company to another, from one company in UK to another company in USA, from one company in UK to another company in maybe Canada or maybe Germany. So you need security. You need to secure that network. You need to secure the data that will be in transit. So we also have intrusion detection system and what prevention system to be able to detect if there is any intrusion and to be able to detect any kind of intrusion. We also have what we call VPN. I know most people know this VPN, but VPN that we know that we are using is more than that when it comes to network security. What we have been using on VPN, I'll just call it maybe 5% of VPN technology. VPN is a technology on its own. It's still part of it that cybersecurity makes use of what? Comprises of different technology. VPN is a technology on its own. It's more than just trying to, you want to change your traffic. You want to change from one country to another. It's more than that. VPN is a technology on its own. We also have network traffic analysis to be able to analyze traffic. It's still part of securing a network. You analyze the traffic based on what is going on within the network, if there is any malicious activities or not. Are we getting it now? So that's about the features of used by a network and secure. In order for us to be able to secure a network, those are the features we have. We have vulnerability management, we have secure network protocols, and some other things like that. But we have what we call firewall configuration and management. This is where I'm going. We have firewall configuration and management. And before I go to that, let me quickly go to this one. Who is a network security engineer? So network security engineer is a specialized IT professional responsible for designing. You'll be the one to design. Implementing, you'll be the one to implement after designing that model. Managing the security of an organization's computer network. Their primary goal is to protect the integrity. We are still talking about this integrity, confidentiality, and availability of network infrastructure from various cyber threats. And that's the work of a network security engineer. So all these things I've been talking about, it is the work of a network security engineer to put all these things in place, to implement design, how you want it to be. Okay, I want to encrypt information that will be sent, information that will be sent between two computers. As a network security engineer, you need to know the encryption, the strong encryption method, whereby the encryption will take place from the sender, and now the decryption is going to take place at the receiver's end. So that's a network, the role of a network security engineer, for you to be able to design, implement, and manage the security of an organization. And as a network security engineer, if you are designing, implementing, and managing, you should be able to do what? Perform all these functions as a network security engineer. And all these things are what we are going to be doing in this course. Like I said, everything is going to be practical. Also, as a network security engineer, like I said, you need to do what? Be able to manage all these things. And the most important aspect here is this firewall. No company, either small or big, or let me just say no sector, that will not have this firewall. Firewall is a crucial thing in the life of an organization. Without firewall, all these things are just in-depth mode of security, other security implementation. Because on this firewall, you can find all these other features, other security features, access control. Firewall can control access and authentication, encryption and decryption, VPN technology. Firewall also have deep VPN technologies, network traffic analysis, intrusion detection and prevention system. All this information, firewall has it. So no company, either small or big, that doesn't need a network security engineer that can manage firewall. So as a network security engineer, you should be able to manage firewall, and which is also going to be a major focus for us in this course. As a network security engineer, you should be able to manage firewall. You should be able to understand the network you are trying to secure. So, because of our time, so like I said, that is the work of a network security engineer. You should be able to design, implement, and manage. So you should be able to deploy this firewall, a newly purchased firewall. You should be able to deploy it in a company so that the firewall will be able to filter traffic in and out of that organization. You should be able to manage that firewall. You should be able to implement all these security features on that firewall as a network security engineer. So because of our time, let me just move to, and after this, before we go, I'm going to show you a job post whereby you see that as a network security engineer, the required skills are these skills. They need that engineer to be able to manage VPN, to be able to configure firewall, and to be able to do other things as a network security engineer. Now, the key responsibilities: design and secure, designing secure network architecture. You should be able to design a secure architecture. That this is how we need to design this architecture of a particular company to make sure everything is secure. Monitoring and maintenance. You need to be able to monitor the traffic going in and out of an organization to see if there is any malicious activities going on in that company. That's your job role. That's the job role of a network security engineer. Creating security policies. Without creating these security policies, no computer will be able to browse or send information within an enterprise. Without that policy, no computer, except if that security is not in place, no computer will be able to perform any function without security. So that means every action is being controlled and by the firewall, and all these things is being maintained and controlled by what the network security engineer. You can see the big role at hand for a network security engineer. So we have incident response. You should be able to detect, respond to any security incident, and some other things like that. We have risk management. So I don't want to waste much of our time. So now, who is a firewall engineer? A firewall engineer specializes in the configuration, management, and maintenance of firewall system. Firewalls are critical component of network security, acting as a barrier to prevent unauthorized access while allowing legitimate traffic. So as a network security engineer, can you now see the link between firewall engineer and a network security engineer? So when you say you are a network security engineer, you are also a firewall engineer. You should be able to manage firewall because, like I said, it's a crucial, critical component of a network security. Without firewall, what are we securing? Yes, we have other security appliances, but this is the key security appliances all over the world. No company, healthcare environment, hospitals, they have firewall. You see a lot of job, network security engineer, in particular, healthcare facilities, firewall engineer. We are still talking about the same people. Network security engineer, a firewall engineer. You should be able to manage firewall. So we are, like I said, the key responsibilities: setting up and configuring firewall to control network traffic. So you are a firewall engineer. You should be able to do what? Set up new firewall, configure the firewall, and create policy. You should be able to create policy to maintain traffic. You should be able to monitoring and maintenance is still part of your role as a network security. Monitor firewall logs, alert for any sign of intrusion. Being to see the role of a network security engineer, big task at hand. So we have policy implementation. You'll be able to create policy either based on what the company wants, and also as a network security engineer, you should also have your own description. Okay, for a particular network, this is what we need, this is the protocol we need, and what we need to put in place. So why network security engineer? Why not choose other aspects like application security, information security, endpoint, ethical hacking, penetration testing? Why not those things? Why network security of all subfields under cybersecurity? Growing demand. Like I said, no company now, even before a company will require the services of a penetration tester, that is ethical hacker, they need a network security because they need to secure that network. Because they need to secure that network, is just like a prevention. So there is this saying that prevention is better than, this is just a normal saying. It's not even related to cybersecurity of it. That prevention is better than curing. It's better than cure. So you need to prevent. So there is a growing demand for a network security engineer or a firewall engineer. Competitive salary. Mr. Akin has talked a lot about our salary, a high salary for a network cyber security engineer, network security engineer. So we have high salary, competitive salary. For if we have entry level engineer, we have mid level, we have mid senior level. So it depends on the organization you are trying to work with and your experiences and how you can negotiate. If you are looking at maybe aside from UK, other country, US based, you will see a salary range of maybe for entry level at times 100K USD for entry level network security engineer. Like I said, it depends on your experience, your how good you are. Even when during your interview, how good you devote your time with this training. So devoting your time matters a lot, not just what you are being taught. Devoting your own time, making your own research. So it matters a lot, because when you get to the interview aspect, you will see they try to test you, they try to see what you can do, your experiences, then they match this. So apart from the basic salary, so with your experiences, they'll be able to do, okay, let's increase the salary based on this experience, the experience this engineer has over the years. So we have challenge and dynamic work. We have a dynamic work for a network security engineer. As a network security engineer, you can work anywhere. You can work as a network engineer. So we have difference between network engineer and network security engineer. So it depends on, like I said, how you devote your time to this training. So everything is going to be practical, hands-on practical. So it's not something that it's not going to be a boring class whereby you'll be doing using slide. No, everything is going to be based on practical. So we have diverse career paths, global opportunities. You can work from anywhere, industry recognition, work in various sectors. Like I said, there is no limitation for job role as a network security engineer. No limitation. You can work anywhere, any organization. You don't have any limitation. Anywhere around the world, you can work anywhere. Remote, on-site, hybrid, depends on your choice. You have choice to choose. And we also have what we call job security. So there's job security for a network security engineer. So there are a lot of you can grow. So you can grow from one aspect to another. You can become a network security architect. You might not limit yourself to just being a network security engineer. You can become a network security architect. You can become a network security analyst. But this is where you can start the journey. So like I said earlier, this actually is a recent job post that I saw on Google yesterday. It's not something that is old. It's a recent job post. A network security engineer, remote. You see now, skills, Palo Alto. Palo Alto is a firewall vendor. Cisco. I believe some of us might have heard about it before. Palo Alto is a firewall vendor, but they are talking about network security engineer. Now they are focusing on what? Palo Alto. So that means for you to be a network security engineer, they need you to have skills in what? In Palo Alto firewall. You should be able to manage the firewall, configure it, and perform other action on that firewall. So this is another job. We have network security engineer, 100% remote. Look at the skills. Network security, again, Palo Alto. So we are going to be focusing very deep on this Palo Alto because Palo Alto now is a firewall that company now they are moving into Palo Alto firewall. System monitoring, incident management, still part of a network security work. Firewall, generally now, security clearance, ACL, which is access list, network address translation, NAT, still part of work we are going to be doing. Routing, still part, if you look at the flyer that was sent out, all these things are there, routing and some other things like that. So, and this is the one for that I saw online that is UK based. So, so these are the few slides I have for us, and certifications. So we have other certifications that you can do. CCNA, this is a Cisco Certified Network Associate. This can help to, is like an advantage, added advantage for us that can help us to get job quickly. The certification and the system requirements. Intel Core i7 processor is very important. This aspect is very important. At least 8th generation, because the lab we are going to be using is going to require a lot of high processor, because we are going to be using we are going to be using different labs. So it's going to, like I said, everything is hands-on practical. So at least 8th generation, minimum of 32 gig RAM preferably, and a minimum of 500 gig storage. So this for now, if you want to start the course, even though your system is not even up to 32 gig, if you still have 16, you can still start. So maybe before we get to the firewall aspect, because when you get to the firewall, we need that RAM specification. So at least if you can able to get 16 gig, it's okay. But when we are moving to that aspect, you need to upgrade your RAM. That's for the system requirement. So that's what I have for us tonight. And like I said, network security, no company or organization that does not need a network security engineer all over the world. No company or organization. So it's something that is very crucial now. And even as AI, we are moving into AI world now. A lot of what is it called? A lot of attack that are being powered by AI. All companies now need a lot of network security engineer, because there is more damage to benefit AI is going to cause in future. So we need a network security engineer to be able to manage companies' infrastructure to prevent any unauthorized attack. So thank you everyone. So that's what I have for us tonight for the network security aspect. So if you have any question, I'll just hand over to Mr. Akin. So if you have any question, you can just start from there.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. Please, if you have any question, you can start to raise your hand. And also you can as well drop your question on the chat as well. But I'll appreciate if you raise your hand. At least we are here to learn together, right? So it will be nice to hear your voice to ask your question. So please, this is the time to do that. Let me share my screen 1 second. Hold on, sorry, 1 second. All right. Just to recap what we discussed about earlier on about the start date. So the start date for those who joined late, the start date will be on the 24th of this month. And as I said earlier on, we have 10 slots available for the cohort that will be starting on the 24th. So we are at the beginning of the session, we had 10 slots, but now we have 8 slots remaining for the cohort that will be starting on the 24th. The price is it's a 6-month program, so the price is £1,199. If you can get 40% discount, that will reduce it down to £720, which you can pay twice. You can start with half payment, and the other half you can pay within 6 to 8 weeks after you've started. Or you can get a further discount if you are enrolling on or before the 16th of June. So you can get a further discount, reduced price to £600, which you can as well still pay twice. In Naira, the actual cost is 1.5 million. After 40% discount, it's dropped down to 900,000, which you can pay twice, and you can enroll on or before the 24th, provided we still have a slot. You can pay twice as well, but you can enjoy further discounts. It can go down to 500,000 naira if you are enrolling on or before the 16th of June as well, and you can as well pay twice. All right, so any question from anyone? Why is everyone so quiet? Let me check the chat. So as I said earlier on, for any questioning, if you want to reserve your seats, if you want to change the narratives, you want to embark on the journey, you want to take the leap of faith, the number on the screen is the WhatsApp number on the screen is the WhatsApp number on the screen is the best number to contact. Also, there's a Google form dropped online on the chat. You can fill your details on that Google form as well. Well, all right, Benjamin, my question is, as someone who has a degree in marketing, how easy will it be for me, or which other program or course would you advise I undertake? I really want, okay, that's from Benjamin. Let me answer one part of the question, and this second part, I'll throw it to Emmanuel to answer. If you remember, I said earlier on as well, I transitioned, and I came from an accounting background. I transitioned to become a software automation engineer, where you need to learn how to write programming language like C#, to automate or to do your job, right? So when it comes to transitioning, there's no journey that is easy. But what you need to tell yourself is, if truly, or ask yourself rather, if truly you are really ready for the journey. The only requirement on any journey, there is no transitioning journey that is easy. But once you have that determination will ensure that, things work out well at the end of the day. That attitude, that can do attitude, not giving up attitude. If you can have that, you conquer anything that, they throw before you. So marketing and accounting background, they are similar. We are both from non-IT background or non-technical background, right? But if you can be determined enough, if you are ready to commit your sweat, energy into the process, you can make it happen. The other question I'll throw to Emmanuel is, how easy will it be for me? No, someone who has a degree. So yeah, Emmanuel, if you can answer from your own perspective, how easy do you think for someone who is coming from a non-IT background or a non-tech background to transition and become a network engineer or cybersecurity engineer?
Okay, thank you, sir. So to answer that question, I'll just say one thing. Most of all the students I've taught over the years, few of them, at least maybe just 10% or 8% of them have the background from a computer science or sciences. Some of them accounting, like that of Mr. Akin. Some of them medical background, like nursing. Some of them is not even related to marketing or accounting. Maybe all these are art background. So for you to be able to transition, like I said, the training is going to, we are going to tailor the training towards like someone that does not have any knowledge when is related to IT. So that's how the training is going to be conducted. So even if you are having degree in marketing, that doesn't mean you cannot enroll or you cannot go through with the journey. So your background, educational background, your degree background does not have anything to do. Even there are some computers, let me just tell you this, there are some computer science graduates, people that has a computer science background. Some of them does not even have anything to do with, when it comes to this thing, it's like they are doing something new, like they are in another world entirely, because even though they are still a computer science graduate. So your degree is not a barrier to become a network security engineer. There are a lot of people from different background, and they are able to, and they are working now. It's not even that they have undergone the training. They are working right now. A lot of people are working now. So your degree, your background is not a barrier.
Yeah, thanks, Emmanuel. Chibuzo, Benjamin, hopefully that has answered your question. If not, you can send a WhatsApp message and we'll take it from there, or you can still raise your hand and ask if you want to. Chibuzo Sunday. Excuse me. Chibuzo Sunday. I really want to enroll for this course. I just have a little challenge with the financial base. I have a grip on a better mentorship. Chibuzo, you can send a direct message regarding this one. Yeah, so Chibuzo Sunday, you can send a direct message regarding the direct message you sent to me as well. From Olalekan, this is for you, Emmanuel. Do I need
Okay, sir.
a CCNA certification to be a network security engineer, or all will be learned in the training?
Okay, thank you. So the certification, like I said earlier, is just like an added advantage. So if you have a certification, and even that certification, all what we are going to be doing in the training for that CCNA, we are going to learn at least most of the questions, the question that they are going to ask in that CCNA. So that certification is just like an added advantage for you when you are securing, when you are searching for a job, a network security engineer job. There are some organization that they will say certification, they will list the certification. CCNA will be an added advantage. So it's going to be like an advantage for someone that is securing for a network security engineer role. So that doesn't mean it's a barrier for you not to be able to secure a job as a network security engineer. And yes, like you said, with the training, are you going to learn? Will you be learning the training? So, like I said, whatever we are going to be doing, whatever you'll be doing in the training, whenever you are ready to learn, whenever you are ready to do your certification, this training is going to help you to pass your certification. And even if you need any assistance regarding it, like Mr. King said, there is also a way to help students with any other assistance. So there's a way to do that. But whatever you'll be learning, you can use that skills to be able to do your certification and pass it at a go.
Yeah, thanks for that. Olalekan, has that answered your question, Olalekan? All right. Any other question, please? You can drop your question on the chat, or you can raise your hand. Nobody wants me to hear their voice tonight. Wow. All right. If you don't want to talk to me, you can drop your question on the chat. But I really want to hear from you. So if there's anyone that wants to raise their hand and ask question, or if you don't want to, you can drop your question on the chat. Start dates: the 6 month journey starts on the 24th of this month, and you know, it's a journey that you will never regret. If only you can take a chance. Many people wonders what awaits them at the end of the tunnel. But if you haven't gone through the tunnel, you have to pass through the tunnel before you know what is on the other side of the tunnel. You passing through the training is you equipping yourself, for that, you know, for that great job that awaits you after the training. You need to place yourself strategically. you know it's like asking for a favor, because at the end of the day, it's favor and mercy that will make you secure that role. But if you're a customer service officer now, there's no place you can get there's no how you can get to that place of favor that will make them say, you know what, come and be working for us as a cyber security officer. No. But you've gone through the training, at least 40-50% of what they do. You've you know you've strategically positioned yourself, for grace to take you to where they are going to say yes to you. All right, let me read the question on the chat. My question here: must I register before I start the program, or the program is really meant for, or the program is basically my question here: must I register before I start? Okay, I don't know. I don't fully understand the question, but the training, the 6 month training, is not free. It's a paid training. And for you to embark on the journey, at least half of the payment is required for you to embark on the journey. So maybe that is what you mean. Olalekan, you can send a message to the WhatsApp number. We can take that offline. Olalekan. So you just save the number and chat, and just chat that number up. Then we can talk about that better on WhatsApp message, if that is okay with you. That's to Olalekan. So just send a WhatsApp message and we can take it from there. All right. Any other question from anyone before we call it a night? Any final question from anyone? No. All right. So I want to take this opportunity to seize this opportunity to thank everyone. Okay, 1 second. Another question. And again, it's a hopefully, Azan, maybe the government can buy into the idea and they can partner with us, for us to be able to help as many as I cannot afford the training. We in April, we held our very first tech event in Nigeria in April. And from our own little way of helping the society, we gave 8 people won a fully funded scholarship in any training that they want to embark on with Learn with Pride. So we do such, but again, we are not a charity organization. We need money to run the business. But one off like that, we do something like that, which we just did in April. Was it last month? Yeah, last month. Giving 8 scholarship to 8 people, fully funded scholarship. So yeah, hopefully maybe government can partner and we can help more people out there. But for now, we are not able to. It's a paid That's why we are giving this ridiculous discount, out as well. Would the PPT be shared? So the recording will be made available. So it's only the recording. The recording will be made available on our YouTube channel at Learn with Pride. So you can go and follow us on our YouTube channel. Or if you are on our WhatsApp group, we are going to share the recording by tomorrow as well on our WhatsApp group. So the only way you can access the slide will be through the video. But if you embark on the journey, if you enroll on the journey, surely you'll be getting more, even better slides, materials than this one as well. All right, this is a direct. All right, any other question? Victor Alayo, I just answered. You sent a direct message. I believe I just answered that question maybe like 5 minutes ago. Right. We try to do our bits, for the community. And as I said, April, which is just last month, we gave 8 people. You can check those people on our Instagram page or any of our social media. 8 people won fully funded scholarship. But we are not a government body. We are a private company, right? We need money to run the business. But what we can do is reduce the price, which we've done. If you go elsewhere, it's more expensive than this, you know. So there's no way we can be giving free trainings out every time. It's not possible, If you want to sustain the business, that is not visible, right? But yes, we do it one-off. And as I said, just last month we gave 8 people a fully funded training with Learn with Pride. So we are trying our bit when it comes to community empowerment as well. All right. Any other question from anyone before we call it a night? No question. Thank you so much for taking your time to come and listen to us tonight. Hopefully, you've been able to gain 1 or 2 things from the session. For those that will be joining us on the 24th, we can't wait to meet you. We can't wait to start the journey with you. For those who are still thinking about joining or not joining, there's a Google form online on the chat that you can fill your details in, and we can follow up from there as well. Or you can send a WhatsApp message to that number on the screen right now. So yeah, hopefully we've been able to, get 1 or 2 things out of the session. And hopefully I'm going to see some of you on the journey. From me to you, I say a big thank you. Have a good night rest. Stay safe out there. Good night. Bye-bye.